I'm going to argue he's always been a plot device, because from the moment you first meet him, oh yeah, he's already in search of Blackbeard.
Yeah. Again, that's shortcomings of the fucking arc more than anything else. Hey, Smoker, nice.
No, the first time you see him in Alabasta, he's already searching for Blackbeard.
Wait, why is Marco locked now? That's probably because he's going to be showing up in the level physically.
Characters that are locked out are characters that appear in the stage you're about to play.
Yeah, so I guess... Oh, I see. We're probably leading out to Marineford again.
But we'll get there. We're not there yet. We're about to have a meeting with Whitebeard, and Whitebeard has
Hey, big man.
Plunder Patrol Whitebeard has to decide if he trusts us or not enough to team up with us.
So it's very funny he immediately associates the red the hat with Shanks, considering that Whitebeard should probably barely know who Shanks is, but also
Shanks was on Roger's crew, and they've definitely met.
He was.
No,
I know.
they've explicitly met in Wano because Shanks and Buggy met the child version of Blackbeard, who was on Whitebeard's crew as when they were kids 25 years ago.
Oh, no, I'm aware. I'm more so alluding to the fact that your more immediate association with the hat should be with the man who was your rival for fucking decades.
Shanks had the hat when he was a kid. Roger gave it to him basically when he was a child.
I know, but given Whitebeard should have run into Roger at some point in time, and there's a good chance that he would have already had the straw hat regardless.
He's counting on people who are still alive. Anyway, he's doing our evaluation. This stage sucks.
Well, I guess having interactions with post-time skip Luffy with dead characters is a funny way of looking at things. Although maybe we should have been more, upfront about this, possibly. Set up a timeline that's alternate where this shit didn't really go down.
Is this the worst his chin has ever looked?
Who, Whitebeard's?
Yes.
Possibly. Ace's Sano's bait. That's a hell of a way to put it. His death certainly is inevitable, I'll tell you that much. And don't you worry your sad little heads, kids, because Ace's resurrection will be a thing once again in Unlimited World Red.
Uh-huh.
Yep. So don't worry, guys. Don't you worry. The media's got us covered in our limited Ace wanting.
Don't you worry, we've got a slate of One Piece games before the year's end.
Yep.
Oh boy.
So which one's this?
This is us in the forest getting evaluated by Whitebeard to determine if we're worthy of teaming up with him.
What forest level is this?
I have no idea.
Just some generic-ass forest, I guess? Maybe it's... No, it's not designed after Skypiea.
So the thing that Dynasty Warriors does is game over game, they do slight revisions to existing stages to make them look different enough that you don't realize they're made of the same base, so they can try to justify selling you a new game. In the Empire's games, they do slightly more revisions to them to make them more open layouts. I would have assumed at first that that's what they're doing for the returning stages from 1. No, Pirate Warriors 2 doesn't have any stages from 1 or 3. These are just Dynasty Warriors Empire stages.
Yeah.
Flat out, that's all that every single map is.
Okay, it's very funny that your brain went there first, because my brain went somewhere else entirely just now. I was thinking about Jaya at first, but it's not Jaya I was thinking of. It was the one where we had the 2 giants on back then. Where we also fought, where we also had Mr. 3 back there too.
Little Garden.
Little Garden, yeah. My brain went there first because that's a little bit more of a generic like island kind of level.
That's fair. Oh yeah, Kurt, since you're, no, you wouldn't. Never mind. They're not on screen anymore. I wouldn't be able to ask what I asked earlier about the generic.
Don't worry, Ace will come back in Pirate Warriors 5 because Yamato will be established. There might be a flashback stage with that. That's not impossible.
I'm surprised they didn't do that now, actually, since Yamato is now in 4.
Yeah, I was just thinking about that a few minutes ago, actually. I'm honestly kind of amazed. Oh, how is Whitebeard going to deflect this one?
My question, Kurt, was...
Oh, that's boring.
They had one of the generics stand in for Tashigi for Smoker to have anyone to bounce off of, and it was one of the generic pirate designs they just refit with the G5 outfit.
Yeah.
It's a character that I couldn't tell what actual character they're supposed to be based on, because every generic is based on some actual character, and I couldn't tell who they were. My assumption was a Frankie family character, because that's the only thing that vaguely resembles that, but I wasn't sure.
Yeah. He's a speed type? I would not have guessed that. I thought for sure he was going to be a power character. Interesting. So got Arlong as a backup. Hell yeah, let's go.
Damn it.
We will max him out before long.
In modern parlance, he
Zombie from the Frankie family.
Can you Google that?
I can.
In modern parlance, he would be a sky type.
Oh, definitely. I'm pretty sure he actually is one, too, by the way.
I mean, with all the characters cut from 4, I wouldn't be surprised if Smoker ended up being one of them.
No, I want to... Oh, wow. No, actually, he that probably is the base. Look at that.
Oh, yeah. No, you're right. Thank you, Kurt.
That's Kurt. He's Frankie's second in command? Damn, you think I'll remember that then? Fuck.
Yeah, no, I know who that character is. I just didn't remember his name because who remembers the names of anyone from the Frankie family except for Kiwi and Mozu because they're named after fruit. And they're the bikini girls.
Yeah.
Block hair.
Yep. I remember.
It comes up.
I played enough Burning Blood. I remember them from the main tile screen.
Ugh.
You say ugh, but I came to appreciate them quite a bit.
Not them, Burning Blood.
Oh, I'm aware.
Yeah, so this stage is bad because it's a forest, and forests are notoriously some of the hardest things to render because of all the foliage. But also, there's going to be a ton of effects popping off eventually. No, I mean that when I say forest specifically because you'll notice that occasionally I've been running Snake Eater in the emulator, and the hardest part of that game to run is when I'm actually inside, not Grozny Grad, Granny Gorky, the one where you first meet Granin.
Yeah.
And afterwards, you have to sneak out, and you sneak out through the grass, and it has to render all that grass, and even on my PC, it chugs to 10.
Yeah, that checks out. That really does.
Because I'm running it in 4K, but again, PS2 game, 4070.
Yeah. It's funny thing we now have similar PC specs, basically. I think you just have more RAM than I do.
Yes. And I guess technically you have a better CPU than I do.
I think I do, but mine still, on average, runs a little bit hotter, so I gotta be careful about that. I can't exactly go overclocking my CPU. I mean, I could, but I'd rather not.
Oh, I'm still not doing that either. You explicitly told me not to.
It's good for the computer's longevity.
Yeah, for the amount of money I spent on that thing, oof.
Yeah.
Do I want that thing to fucking last at least 5 or 6 years?
Yeah, that's what I try to do with my computer as well. Anyway, I had some talking point in the back of my head. I'm trying to figure out what it was, but it's whatever.
Something about Whitebeard?
Right. I will say that the idea of this version of Luffy trying to square up to Whitebeard is very fascinating, but I know for a fact that it won't be done any justice at this point in time, given Jesus Christ. Even though it was obviously implied that it was the war of the strongest in
the war of the best.
The war of the best in Marineford. Obviously that it's not nearly well conveyed enough to even be close to that, given the shit that we've seen with even Doflamingo 2 years later. Jesus.
Well, he wasn't ever doing anything for serious.
Oh, I'm aware.
He's the definition of just dicking around.
No, I'm aware, but given the implications that Whitebeard was so stronger than Kaido, and the shit we've seen with Kaido, goddamn, only being done in by the actual reincarnation of the Sun God.
Chopper stopped Jozu. Hey, Chopper can actually do shit.
Let's go! Hell yeah!
And Jozu too. He's a right fucker sometimes.
He is a strong boy, to be fair. Even in spite of how generic he can be, the dude can still fucking go.
Yeah, there are generics based off of Jozu and Vista.
Oh, yeah. We may have seen them more than once, actually. Oh, hi. Was that intentional?
No, actually, he was just a recommended character, and I sort of like playing as him. Again, he's also not complete until 3, but I sort of like playing a smoker.
Smoke and fire.
We'll be here all day.
The implication, neither of them having fucking hockey, by the way.
Sir, can you please put a drop shadow on that text or a border around it? Because it sort of fades into the red when it's just or even an outline.
God, actually, there's not much of a character outline around him anyway right now. You see that? Jesus.
Oh, yeah, that's one of the other things that makes 3 really good is the really thickly defined outlines make everyone immediately readable and easy to see where they are.
Yeah, that is true.
And that really improves visibility.
Circle. There we go. Gotta get more stuff for our boy Arlong. Hell yeah. I mean, honestly, this Psycho Crusher ass move is still pretty good, not gonna lie.
Yeah, I guess that's what you would call that.
I'm not wrong.
Waterboard him.
I have...
Thank you, Alex.
Right? Warcrimes.avi. No, it's fine. I'm currently practicing.
We haven't met a Kaido yet.
That, not yet, but soon in it-ish, yeah. I was actually gonna make a joke since you're helling up seemingly a lot of One Piece games right now. I've been helling up some JoJo Ash games right now. It's funny going back to an old Capcom fighting game from the 90s and Heritage for the Future and seeing how much shit was derived basically straight from Street Fighter 2 and Alpha going into JoJo Heritage for the Future because it was developed by them during their heyday and everything.
The funny thing is it's reciprocal because just about everything you can identify in Street Fighter and King of Fighters was stolen directly from JoJo.
Yeah, it's very funny.
And they just say it most of the time.
And also how much All-Star Battle and Eyes of Heaven would then just straight up take from Heritage as well. This isn't necessarily a time for talking about JoJo, but I do just find it to be extremely funny how cyclical these kind of things can be.
There's Vista and Vista's generic right next to him.
That's great. I'm gonna beat Alex to the punch. It's the beat up mechanic from Persona games. I beat him to the punch with that one.
Hey.
I know.
No, but it's true though about the stealing everything and being reciprocal. Internally, SNK still calls Benimaru Polnareff.
No shit.
Yes.
Wow, that's amazing actually.
Because like you know who Benimaru is, right?
I do remember the design roughly.
Google Benimaru. Beni.
Oh, I know how to spell Benimaru. King of Fighters or Fatal Fury?
I don't think it matters. King of Fighters.
Yep. Yeah, I can see it.
Yeah, they still call him Polnareff internally.
That's kind of amazing and also, yeah, kind of apt. If not a little too on the nose.
I guess I'm not getting my chance to fight Whitebeard in this stage. Okay, I guess it was just Marco.
Really? Well, that's fine. We'll get we'll get a very good chance to fight Whitebeard later on regardless. That's going to, in fact, play into one of the two endings, in fact, for this game. We'll get there, guys. Don't worry about it.
This is the end of this chapter. How far in are we?
How
far along the stream are we?
Let me check that. 2 hours, 17 minutes.
Okay, do you want to break, air out the room, and then come back into the next chapter and then wrap it? Or maybe keep going.
You know, it sounds like your voice has been cracking for a little bit, so we should probably go at least get drinks of some kind.
Yeah, refill my water and air out the room some more, definitely.
Yeah, Benimaru was funny enough. I was on the winning team in KOF. Really?
Yes. He was on the protagonist team, I think, for 10 through 13 because they come in 3-game arcs.
I suppose I'll help you find your crew. This is extremely funny because even at this point in time, Whitebeard's team would have still been the strongest on the face of the earth. This is amazing.
Yes, but also Whitebeard can appreciate what a found family is.
Yeah.
He sees Luffy for what he is, so he's like, yeah, I've got that. You've got that. You're my stepson-in-law because your brother is also one of my sons.
Yep. By proxy, you are also my son. I am not the stepfather. I am the father who stepped up. Unironically, though, considering the shit that I've been hearing with Dragon continuing to wait, yeah, it really is.
You know, it's been so long since we've seen that we've known Dragon that we come back to him every time just filing paperwork and not doing anything. The people have gone, okay, this isn't funny anymore, Oda. This is just annoying. When you actually have Dragon do something, he's just gonna be a jobber. He's just gonna be fodder. You can't. We know how you operate. You're not gonna have someone waiting this long and then have them actually be cool, actually live up to the now anti-hype you're giving us.
Why not form an alliance with me? An alliance between the Straw Hats and the Whitebeards would be like probably the strongest alliance on the face of the earth.
You know, I'm just imagining if every crew was built off of not their characters' bodily features, but their accessorizing. So just imagining the Whitebeards being known as the do-rags.
God damn, no kidding. Anyway, so how about this shit? Not the Straw Hat fleet. No. Having the entire Whitebeard alliance at your beck and call. Holy fuck, that'd be crazy.
Oh yeah, the whole Whitebeard network.
Oh my god, that'd be insane. Jesus. I can start a Marine Fort at any given time I want to.
Which also includes Jinbei.
Oh man, dude, this is pissing me off more and more now because, oh my god, there's such cool ideas for what ifs and setups going on right now. Damn it.
And they do the most boring thing you could think of. What if all your friends turn evil, but not actually for any defined purpose? What if they just turned into mindless zombies?
This is so bad. Oh my god, I am so annoyed right now because even with where I'm at in the story right now, I give enough of a shit that I see the potentials for really good stories right now. You know, post-time skip Luffy interacting with Whitebeard, post-time skip Luffy interacting with his grandfather Garp, the idea of the Whitebeard fleet like having the supporting Luffy. Damn, that's so cool.
Yeah. Or if you're gonna do the everyone turns evil, at least do it in an interesting. This is a terrible example, but fucking have everyone go Majin, where it actually has something to do with their character arcs.
Yeah. Damn.
Instead of, again, they just become an inert brick.
Yeah, no kidding. First, you should head back to Punk Hazard. No, thank you.
No, please.
No, I'm good. I think our frame rate suffered enough for right now. Thank you very much.
I blasted through the stage so much you didn't get to see how bad it can get. Not only is it rough because it has to render grass, but it also has to, for an extended period of time, render fire, which is as much, if not worse, to render than grass, and those things combined for an extended period of times. You can hear the PS3's fan. You would have heard the PS3's fan suddenly cry out in silence and then be silenced.
Sorry, I need to point this out really fast. I got some things to take care of with Teach. No, you don't. No, the fuck you don't. Come back here, Race. I'm going to put you on a collar and leash. Get back here.
Not while Daddy's with you.
Not in front of Dad. Please let Ace and Whitebeard meet their demise by the end. We get one of those.
You can make that happen.
You can.
We're going to show both scenarios, but you can make that happen.
It's going to be one of the endings, in fact. 5,000 berries for our troubles. Yay!
Yay. One level up at the beginning of the game. You know, the best money leveling system in any game actually comes from Sengoku Basara 4 Sumeragi.
No shit.
And that's that it costs an increasing amount of money for every level until you get to level 100. After you get to level 100, it's a flat 5,000 points the entire way up through level 1,000. So if you just keep your money earnings up, it's just a flat rate up until you reach level 1,000.
That's kind of crazy, not gonna lie. Anyway, guys, so we're gonna take a quick $5. Gonna just get some drinks, refresh ourselves because the the office is getting a little bit on the warm side. And just yeah, we'll be back momentarily and see you on the flip side. I do not recommend muting your microphone this time. Yeah. I'm just gonna mute on OBS. It's fine. All right, be back momentarily, guys.